There is growing interest in what we call the end times, which does not necessarily mean the very end of time, but simply refers to what is going to happen next in God's work to redeem His people from the corruption of sin and death. The book of Revelation offers much information that is delivered in an apocalyptic literary style. Furthermore, Revelation is teeming with allusions to the Old Testament. Therefore, Bible Interact offers a 12-part video study to unlock mysteries with a Revelation Bible study. A workbook accompanies this program to promote discussion and further analysis using the tools presented in this course. So the first task in our program is to understand the literary genre of apocalyptic literature, which is conveyed with supernatural imagery and symbolism that cannot be taken literally. Then, knowing that Revelation is highly symbolic, and hearing that the 7 lampstands are metaphorically the 7 churches, we consider the powerful symbolic nature of the messages to the 7 churches. These messages are written specifically to Yeshua's disciples, not to all of God's people. So I trust you are a disciple and a follower of Jesus. 7 times we are encouraged to overcome. What does it mean to overcome? We find the answer in 2 accounts from the Hebrew Scriptures, one in the words of Caleb, who returned after spying out the land and finding giants and walled cities. The other was the sibling rivalry between Leah, who was bearing many sons, and Sarah, who was barren. And then we learn the result of overcoming, which includes eating of the tree of life and not hurt by the second death. This sounds like eternal life. So we ask 3 very important questions. Who will overcome? How will they overcome? And what happens to those who do not overcome? We learn that a large number of people have joined God in heaven because we hear that there is a great multitude which no one could count from every nation and all tribes and peoples and tongues. The Hebrew equivalent to these words depicts both Jews and Gentiles who are not Jews. We hear that they are all standing before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed in white robes and palm branches in their hands. Standing before the throne refers to standing in righteousness before the righteous God. They are also standing before the Lamb, who is the Messiah, because He is their leader. They are clothed in white robes, which again signifies righteousness, and they are holding palm branches that represent victory. These are not all Christian believers who have been raptured to escape the Great Tribulation. Instead, we learn that they are the ones who come out of the Great Tribulation, and they have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So, we don't have to wait for a future time of tribulation. We are experiencing trials and tribulation in our lives today. Do we respond by faithfully submitting to the one who died, that we might live in harmony with God? If so, we have washed our robes to cleanse ourselves from sin, and we have made clothes symbolically white, which represents pure and holy righteousness. Therefore, the people in this multitude are righteous ones who are identified as a remnant in both the Old and New Testaments. We learn that there will be a cosmic war in heaven between God and Satan. And through this imagery and symbolism in Revelation, we come to understand that God is selecting and preparing a remnant to bring new life to the earth, life that will be righteous in harmony with God. But first, the cosmic battle in the heavens becomes a raging war on the earth. We hear that the dragon, representing Satan, was enraged with the woman, who is metaphorically giving birth to new life, and went off to make war with the rest of her children. The equivalent Hebrew word that has been translated rest of her children is used in the Old Testament to identify the remnant that is left after God's judgment. We learn that these children keep the commandments of God and hold to the testimony of Jesus, which describes the remnant.